Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to share about 10 or more different things that I like to use napkins for in my junk journals. So as you can see, I have a variety of things to share with you. I'll explain them as we go. But if you are interested in having me do a video showing how I do it, just drop it in the comments and I'll gladly do it for you. All right, so stick around and let's get going into the projects. I'm pretty sure all of you have a variety of napkins, and I like purchasing the napkins. The only thing I don't like is having so many of them still left over. Sometimes a napkin like this is versatile and can go in a variety of vintagey or botanical journals. So this wouldn't be a good example of having to hoard multiple napkins, but this one might. This is more springy in the blue tones. This one happened to be gifted to me by a crafty friend. She purchased them, I believe, on Temu. But this one I have loads of. This one is not bad to have a lot of. This was gifted to me, and I do hold on to the whites. And I'll let you know what I do with them. So here's another one that only fits for a certain theme, but I hold on to all the bits and all the scraps because you never know when they're going to work. So I have a lot of scraps. I do a lot of albums, cards, junk journals, and I always have a lot of scraps. And sometimes I'm not a fan of the pattern. This one, again, bad example. I actually love this pattern. But this is where I would come in and decoupage the white portion that we peel off the napkins. Some are 2-ply, some are 3-ply. And it'll knock that color back a little bit. So if I want to come in with another pattern, you won't see too much of it. Obviously, the brighter the pattern on the cardstock will be, the more translucent it'll come through, because this will turn into a clear when you start adding the glue. Now, if you're wondering what I use Mod Podge, matte finish, whatever I can find. I usually get them at the Dollar Tree. And not only do I use scrap paper, I use line paper that I've dyed, have leftover packaging. It all works out. I have even used plain copy paper as well, and I'll show you as we go. So my very first absolute favorite is one that I don't have in front of me, and that's making your own faux rice paper. So I had a little bit of cutoff here, and you can see how translucent it is. And for the life of me, I cannot find the bag, and I had made a whole bunch, and I didn't want to go ahead and do another one for the sake of the video. But this is an absolute favorite. Everyone has done them. You just get I'll share what I use. So I have this cardboard that I lace with packing tape. Sorry about the glare. And all it is a cardboard. And I have quite a few of these. So when I do my mass makes, I go and I put my glue down, carefully lay my napkin, and then decoupage and let it dry. And because it's a shiny finish, it'll peel right off. And because this is packing tape, you can wipe it down real easy and reuse it. And it stores nicely because it's nice and thin. That same technique, I did it on this composition paper, which is this one. It was the other half of it. And then I just took that napkin and I put my glue down on the paper and then went and decoupaged the napkin on top. This will make a nice and journal page in my journal, and you still have writable space. So instead of having white finished or worrying about how to decorate it, you could decoupage your napkins if the theme fits, and then just bind it into your journal. So that is number 2. I also did it on packing paper, and this was a really rushed job because you can see I have a bubble there, and it's not really saturated all the way through. But just to give you an idea, you can do it on any kind of paper. And this, again, will make a nice flip out page in your journal, and you can still write on the back. You got the texture in the front, So that's just another example of number 2. Number 3 is decoupaging on cardstock. Just like you could do it on paper, you can do it on cardstock. The ones that I do on cardstock, I like to use as either journaling cards because they're a little bit more, you know, sturdier. I do my belly bands out of this. I do my pockets. I'll just notch it there, glue it down, and I have a nice pocket. And these were all done with wet glue. I've even done it with glue stick and then went back and ironed so you don't have that shiny finish. And these I usually like for tags. And it works beautifully. Here's a pocket with that same pattern napkin. I have corner tucks. So I just took one napkin, put it down on some cardstock, and then just cut it up and see how many pieces I can get out of it. Here's another example on cardstock, and this was with glue stick. And I just glue sticked it down and then came back with the iron with a piece of parchment paper and just made sure that that glue really seeped into the napkin and spread out. And you can see it's really on there and it's very pretty. I also did that same technique with the glue stick on book page. So I can use this. This is like a diagonal belly band. So there you have it. Journal cards, pockets, tags, all the good things that we love to put in our journals. That's number 3. Number 4 is if you have some interesting images on your napkins, you can fussy cut them out or fussy cut a piece of it out. And then if you don't want to use scissors, I've done both. I have left the backing on it and came in with a very fine tipped paintbrush like that. Dip it in water and then I would just come and outline and it would just easily help it break apart. Or if you have a water brush that has the water in the barrel, you can use that as well. So I've done a few examples on book page, and then I can come trim them down to size, back it up with some coffee dyed paper or any other kind of writable paper. And then I have journaling cards. Really pretty. Love how the text comes through. Here is one where I fussy cut the image out. Isn't that pretty? And then here's another one that I can cut down into a wider journaling card. So fussy cutting the images out of your napkins and decoupaging them on some book page just so you get that interesting text that comes up through the back would be number 4. Number 5 is decoupaging on recyclable envelopes. These is recycled envelopes, and all I did was decoupage my napkin on top. This one is not shiny, so this was done with glue stick, and then I came in with some washi tape to reinforce the edges and to seal it closed. And it's a nice little happy mail, friend mail. You can see I left that purposely like that so you can see. So I'll go back and glue it, that it was an upcycled envelope that was cut from the top. Here is another one, very springish. You can see that there. And then here is the last one where you can actually still see the window. And then you can either line it on the inside if you like and stuff it with some stuff. I sewed the edges on this one. So there is number 2, 3, 4, number 5. I'm going to lose track. Number 5. Number 6 is decoupaging on copy paper. This is actual copy paper, colored copy paper. And I just made envelopes, my own envelopes out of it. They're not super thick, but they are sturdy. And then I just decorated these. So there's that one. Here's another one on copy paper. Very pretty. Here's another one. Love this blue. This one opens this way. And that was on copy paper that was stained in blue. Here is this one. That's a pretty napkin too. That was on regular copy paper. Here's another one on white copy paper. And they're so pretty. You can tuck them in a pocket inside the journal. Or, what's this? Bling. You can stick it in a pocket inside of a journal. Put it on top with the extra ephemera. Very pretty. Very fun to make. And that is number 6. Number 7 is an all-time favorite of ours. You know, we all have playing cards. This is that same napkin. That's this one that I decoupaged onto a playing card. And then I took the white part of the napkin and then decoupaged that on top and then used my alcohol sprays to just change the color a bit. So this one I did with black very lightly. You can come in with your inks and brushes and change the color, which is why I like keeping the white. I don't get rid of it. So there is that one. What did I say? 6. Number 7. Number 8 is decoupaging on wood. I get these wood pieces. I had planks. I did a DIY ink holder and I had to cut the planks down to size, but then I decided to keep them and I wanted to try decoupaging on the wood, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I can add this to a journal cover. They're not, you know, they're very lightweight wood. But they're not heavy, so it won't add weight, but I can collage onto a journal cover. And I love using my offcuts for this. So all the little pieces like this is what I use to do this. Here's some smaller ones. I think this was an assorted bag from Dollar Tree. These are a little thicker. They had the rectangles, the circles. They had little ones. They had hearts. I mean, there was a whole bunch of them in there. I had these domino pieces that also came from Dollar Tree that I altered, and I decoupaged some napkins on top of that and then just decorated it. So there is that one. That butterfly looks familiar to me. Here goes this one. Very pretty. Here goes another one. Own Your Dreams. Here goes another one. And again, I can use this in my clusters. Look at that one with the bow. And then here's this one with the heart, the rose. So you can definitely decoupage on wood. That's number 8. Number 9, I had a bunch of these. They're meant to make earrings. And it comes with a plastic film. I took the plastic film off. And then I came back in and sanded it to get that shiny finish off. So once you sand it, it gives it something to grip on. So I purposely didn't finish this one, but you can see how I sanded it to take the shine out. And then you can decoupage your piece of napkin on it. And these make for some great dangles on your journals. They have a little hole, as you can see up here. So you can take your pokey tool or your pick tool and just reopen that hole from the front, if I can find it. Okay, here goes this one. There goes that one. And then here goes this one. And then this is where you would add your jump ring. And you can add them to your dangles on your journals. You can clip them off the side of some fabric. But another great way to use those offcuts, those little pieces, if you have anything similar to this or you didn't know what to do with it because it had that shiny finish to it, just sand it down and then add your napkin on top. Now this one, I left it white. I added the white piece of napkin back there. And what color is this? Let's see. You can always come in, and of course I don't have my daubers in front of me, but you can use your inks, any kind of ink, and then just use your dauber and change the color. So you'll have like a solid colored background on one side and a pattern background on another. That is number 9 on plastic. I have even added napkins on glass. This is glass. And I love the crinkly look. I did this years ago. I got this from Dollar Tree, and I use this to hold some tools. You can see my sticker is starting to come up because I didn't use the proper glue. I think I used Elmer's glue, and because this is a shiny finish, you know, the stickers are not going to stick extremely well. So I think I'm going to take the sticker off eventually when it falls off, and then just add like a flower in the front. But you can definitely decoupage your napkins on glass. Absolutely fantastic. So that is number 10. Number 11, I didn't have an example for you because I didn't want to... I'll bring in this journal that I have to ship out. I am so late. You can take a white page in your journal and grab your napkin. Let's see. This doesn't fit, but I'm gonna, obviously you take the ply off, add something underneath to protect your other pages. And then you can apply your glue, decoupage your paper right in there. Add some more glue to seal it. Give it some time to dry. And then you can come out and fussy cut that out. And now you have a very easy decorative page in your journal just by using your napkins. Again, I didn't have a napkin that fit this theme or any of the themes of the journals that I am currently working on. But that is tip number 11. And then, of course, all the traditional ways that you guys have known to use your decoupage napkins. You can make them into journal covers. So it will say you have a cereal box. This happened to be an upcycled food box. You can decoupage your napkin. Now, if there is a colored, very bright printing on the cover on the side that you want to decoupage, I would suggest using some gesso. If you don't have gesso, that's fine. Use some white or cream colored paint. Paint it through just to knock back that color, and then you can come back and decoupage your napkin on top of your journal cover. In the instances that I have done that, I have then went and kind of did some messy sewing along the edges and sometimes across the side, just as a security for myself. But it also adds some interest and it adds some character to your journals covers when you do that. It is not necessary. Just make sure that your glue coverage is well all the way to the edge and make sure that there are no air bubbles, and then you will be good to go. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed the share this week on 10 plus ways I use napkins in my journals. As always, I appreciate all of you, your comments, your kind words, and all your support. I absolutely love this one. This one's my favorite. I definitely want to take a look at all my napkins and see which ones I can use in some upcoming projects. Great way to use upcycled packaging, just inexpensive paper that you want to add in and give it a decorative look that's going to be cohesive with your project. Of course, the envelopes, and that's it. Oh, and the faux rice paper. That's what I really need to do. I need to find my faux rice paper. All right, there you have it. All 10. Let me know which one is your favorite. Let me know if there's any others that I have not discovered yet. Again, not saying that this is newly invented, but it's new to me. I've only been in the junk journaling world for about 2 years now, and I'm absolutely loving the discovery of it all. If you have any tips or tricks, or again, if there's anything here that you want me to recreate for you or show you how I did it step by step, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to do it. Have an amazing weekend. Stay crafty, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care now. Bye.